Hey, so hopefully the introduction gave you a sense of what the series is going to look like, and hopefully you have some materials that feel good to you. So again, this is going to be 4 approaches to art journaling, and our first one is going to be the Doodle-a-Day concept. You're going to need your drawing materials, that's your pens, your pencils, and your coloring medium of choice, if you even want to color, you don't have to, and your calendar planner option. So again, those options, you've got many. You can do the wall calendar. I've done this before, and this is kind of a cool option because it hangs on the wall and you see it, and I'm into that. Be mindful of water-based materials because wall calendars tend to be glossy, waxy. That stuff shoots right off. You can also utilize a planner and just dedicate a spot for where your doodle will go. Even in those really basic academic planners, just kind of carve out a part of that section. And drawing on top of lines, I've done too. So that's an option for you. And then like I talked about, if you don't have a calendar or not interested in the boxes or the spending of the money of the boxes, then you can grab any notebook of your choice. Here's that hamburger notebook that I have. And I literally drew 8 boxes and made them dates. And so these are my doodles for 2 weeks of time. Looks like I had a fancy salmon dinner that weekend. That's fun. So what I want you to do is whatever day that you're watching this is think about yesterday. We're going to start with yesterday. And the Doodle-a-Day is taking a memory from yesterday. You're going to reflect on your day and what memory do you want to highlight? And so I also need to pause and think about yesterday. Oh, well, I started this. I think I'll go with that. Yeah. And then in your calendar, I'm going to work off of this mini one. In the date that makes sense, I'm doing September 24th. Go ahead and doodle. It's literally that simple. You're just going to doodle. So shake it out, whatever your fears are. It's not going to look good enough. We're not here for that. We are just here to document and to chew on our day. So you will notice, and yeah, get started. Now we're making art and we're talking. What you'll notice is that I said doodle a memory of the day, a highlight of the day. And I say that very specifically because I want you to have the most possible options available. So I think it's easy and not customary, but I see a lot of gratitude practices. Don't get me wrong, gratitude is amazing. And if you want to pick the thing that you're grateful for yesterday, or if you want to theme your calendar, your planner, your doodle for your gratitude, by all means, you should do that. That's a great practice. I also want to give room for things that happen that we are not grateful for. Woo! For someone whose nature is quick to anger, there are things that we are angry about, and there are things that we grieve, and there are things that just feel so unfair. And I think sometimes the positive thinking movement and the gratitude every day, look for the light, those are excellent practices next to acknowledging the reality of what is happening to me, what is happening to us. And I don't know, if you kind of look out in the world, there are things to be angry about, and there are things to be very sad about. And if you can't even acknowledge that, how do we even work through it? I don't know, you tell me. So no, I do think there's great benefit in, I'm not as quick as anger as I used to be, and I'm definitely looking for the silver lining. And I also recognize when my heart, I'm offended or I'm hurt or Um, Something feels unjust. You know, I think there's lots of information in our feelings, um, and you choose how to remember your day. And it could look different day to day. Today might be the day that all good things happened and you look for the gratitude and you're thankful. And it could be the day that didn't go as smoothly as you wanted to and you still look for the gratitude. It also could be a day that just, you know, Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Ooh, I use that all the time because I'm like, this is an Alexander day. And I don't want anybody making me feel better about my life, right? So those things are true too. And you're going to find, I find that very often when I get some room to just vent and breathe and I get to be in the thing I am, then I'm not that anymore, you know? So I think even putting that on paper so that you can see it and see that maybe it's not that bad and there are things to be grateful for. I'm trying to draw myself filming myself. I don't know how I'm going to make that look like. See, this would be great to have. This is the time to utilize students and utilize company to be like, hey, I have an idea. Like, tell me what to do. What are you doing? So I like about being in the studio. We'll do a profile. I think I was going to say computer camera, and me facing it maybe. I'm so curious what you're doing. What are you doing? And sometimes, like, we're doing a 10-minute practice. Sometimes, y'all, this is a 5-minute practice. But really, like, what a cool pause to just, hey, what did happen yesterday? What did happen today? What do I want to take away? And the doodle does not have to be elaborate. You know, recall, the brain's recall is amazing. If you choose one thing and you draw that one thing, you would be amazed at how easy it is to recall the rest of the event and the rest of the memory. And what a gift to you, or a gift to someone else if you're like documenting on their behalf, you know? I love having these journals filled with what my life looks like. It's so easy to forget, especially in the wake of 2020. Like, sometimes I forget the life that I've built for myself and the community that loves me and how I even got here in this moment. It's so easy to forget. And I feel, I don't know what the word is. Like my heart, it has a lot of joy for like, these are my experiences. And it also lets me know like the things that I think are so awful, right? Like when I document things that today was a bad day, but when I see it as a whole with everything that happens, I'm like, okay, that was one day out of all of these days. And also I think a real good thing too is if you are constantly recording the drama and the problems and things are bad, one, don't you get tired of that? I would get tired of that, coming to my practice every day and only having bad things to say about my life. Like, I feel like to witness that, to see that visual, which has happened to me before, that visual has made me like really reflect about, okay, what changes have to happen? Because this right here, this pattern that I'm seeing, and like, maybe it's me, y'all. Yeah. Because what's the perspective, the different perspective I can take, and yeah, our brains are just so good at creating stories. And sometimes without a documentation, it's easy to spiral into something that isn't quite true. And so I like having a visual document. And I also like it in this way because there's a processing that goes on. I've participated in Photo 365, which is similar. You take a photo every day. And I like that too for the imagery in my life, like the actual imagery in my life. But there's something about doodling, about making the drawing. I don't know, I'm not the neuroscientist, but there's something about connecting the dots and solidifying your experience. I'm drawing like a little cartoon of myself, and I basically put my hair in my whole face. Like, okay, we need a second eyeball. I have this sort of cartoon character of myself that I've been working on for many years. Because, you know, I'm an artist. Why wouldn't I want to draw myself? It's kind of what we do, I think. Like, I want to look at myself. Actually, I used to hate that. That was a project after self-portrait. Look at yourself when I was in college. I'm like, what for? Ugh. You know, and if you've got some self-esteem issues, there is nothing like having to stare at yourself and paint yourself and come to realness with yourself. And, you know, obviously, as I sit here, that was the point. And so I do have some opportunities for the girls to look at themselves, mostly metaphorically, because I think it is, you've got to be ready to look at you, like literally your own face. And, you know, the things we don't like, and being a teenage girl, the things you don't like about yourself. So I feel like I don't want to I'm not trying to drown my kiddos. I'm trying to challenge my kiddos, but there is no need to drown anybody. That is not fair. But we do have some projects where I do ask them to look at themselves. So, yeah, I often find, at first I thought it was really like, I don't know, I thought it was kind of weird, like that I show up in a lot of my doodles, like this space right here. I'm like, oh, like, am I that person? I mean, but the fact is, like, I know myself, I'm with myself the most, right? You know you, and you are like the star of your experience. It's like, it's your narrative. This is kind of cute, so cute. Super cute. Oh, you know, in my classroom, in my studio, you celebrate yourself. Get excited, get giddy. Like, things are cute. Like, sometimes, like, people are too cool for school, you know? Nobody says that, but I think for the girls especially, like, yo, being cool, I mean, it's a good look, like, it's a good look, but it's not that fun. Being cool, being too cool is really not that fun. So, like, if you're gonna have to, you know, be cool and hold that up for yourself, because that may be doing some benefit for you. Like, I don't want to take that away. But at least then there's one place where we can act a little silly and like just get it out, you know? Especially because they've got little ones, like, and you're gonna look so uncool talking to a little one, playing with a little one. Like, you should just accept that now. So we give permission here to be really silly, to celebrate yourself. You give yourself the win, right? Like, you gotta wait for anybody to tell you how great you are and how cute your doodles are. Okay, though, my thing is really cute, though. Oh, you know, maybe that's the cue. Is that the cue? Class is coming to a close, y'all. So I did yesterday's, maybe I should do this really quickly. Oh, sometimes I underestimate the thickness of a marker and I go to make a thin line and then, oops, the drawing is gone. Oh, you know, I'm gonna do the YouTube triangle. Ooh, does it go left or right? Oh, shucks. And like, this is the internet, which I need. Oh, y'all, we just, oop, now that I did it, I bet you it goes the other way. That's fine. Oh, okay, back Crayola. Okay. So there's my yesterday. My eyes, we got a little extra marker left in there, but that's okay. So part of this experience too, you may make a doodle that you don't like, but the more that you practice, the more that you're going to get, you know, I don't know what I call it with the girls. It's like hand memory. Like your hand is going to understand what to do, when to do it. You're going to know like, ooh, I will no longer use this size for that size eyeball, right? So you'll notice that you'll get better, whatever better means to you over time. And then also the experience of having not the best doodle. That's part of today. Like that's part of making it. You'll also find that your mood is going to affect your drawing. I know that when I'm grumpy and I'm sour and I'm upset, that I cannot draw the same. It is very much impacted. And so that just says a lot about the doodle. So if you're doodling today, which I would love for you to do, so we did yesterday's, also doodle today's, and be okay that the doodle itself, there's the content, and then there's the performance of that content, and it's going to show like, it's also going to reveal the experience and the highlight of that day. So I would love for you to take a photo of your doodles and share it with us below. And I'll see you next time for lesson number 2. Bye, y'all.